What's up, good people? It's your boy Lawz OSS 980, other side of sports. Lock Factory in the building. We here. Got the picks for you, the lots for you. Don't think I forgot about you. We ain't forget about you. We here. This week I had some time, so I really dug deep. I was like, look, if people would have cashed out, they probably cashed out. But I'm feeling good about this week. I mean, this for entertainment purposes only, but I'm feeling good about this week. Now that we know sports is rigged, some of the stuff I'm gonna say today, y'all gonna be like, I don't know. I'm just telling you, joint is they not gonna stop. You seen the Chauncey Billups and all that, it ain't gonna stop. Just keep it a heads up. And it's happening in football, and the refs is involved, and all of the above. So just gonna get into it. That's what I'm saying. Don't Bama's taking out HELOCs and all like that on a mortgage. You can't do that, people. Don't do that. Trust me. Not gonna be good, dog. You're gonna be sleeping outside, dog, like ghost dog or something. I just make sure you if you gonna mess with it, just be responsible, okay? Uh just be responsible, all right? Uh, yeah. So we got our picks for this week. We'll start. I'm gonna go through the games. I'm gonna do a little talking for the about each game and how I just came to the conclusions that I came to, so you can have some rationale behind it. Because sometimes people just don't want to just take what you're gonna say. Like, oh, you think you know? How do you know? Like, all right. Jets at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's favorite -6.5 points. I think that's a little high. I know Justin Fields and their offense hasn't been able to move the football and they ain't been able to do anything. And traveling to Cincinnati and it's just all bad. Aaron Glenn and that whole team is a mess. Could be a blowout. I know that Cincinnati coming off a big win last week. Need much needed win. Uh, so coming in this game, the confidence is up. The defense is still Henderson is out, so the defense is still kind of problematic. So I think that this game, like if I had to choose, I would probably choose Cincinnati money line and just go that safe route. I think Cincinnati will win. Um, as far as the total, I think 44.5 is about is the right number. I probably would tease that down to like 41.5, but I think they go over that number. All right. Buffalo Bills at Carolina Panthers. The Bills are favorite -7.5 against Carolina. Um, I know by all accounts this looks like a blowout to me, people. This looks like a blowout to me. I know Carolina is down. They're gonna have the Red Rocket back there playing quarterback, and Andy Dalton. Bryce Young is injured. That significantly changes their ability to move the football and just be aggressive on offense. And I just think that this is just screaming blowout. Now I probably would tease it to 4.5 and just or play the number -7. But I think 4.5. I've always like personally just like to tease it down just to kind of give myself a cushion, just in case things just get a little hairy or dicey. You're not stuck out in the cold. So got Buffalo winning that joint handily. I would probably tease it to 4.5. You could probably go with the 6, but 7.5 or more, I probably wouldn't mess with it. All right. Then we got San Francisco 49ers at the Houston Texans. Texans are favorite in this game, -2.5. They're at home. This drink, something just like I don't know what's going on with this. Like it's some funny business involved with this line and all of that. It's just like in golf when I'm playing a course and the joint we playing a par three and it's downhill and Bama's like, oh, they trying to adjust for the slope. Though it's a 4-degree slope, you gotta the wind is pushing right here to your face. You gotta make sure if you're gonna play a nine or like try to no dog, just play the number. Just play the number and hit the number right, and then you'll be okay most times. That's just how I play golf. Like, don't try to judge all these other incremental things that really could have or could not have impact. Just play the number, dog. If it's 165, just play 165, dog. 165. If it's a little bit of wind in your face, you could play one club up, but you still playing the main number 165. In this case, I say all that to say I'm doing the same thing here, though. The number is bad, but like when I run my adjusted models, it has San Francisco favorite. So I don't know what kind of models that they're running. So I'm just gonna play the number that looks fair and appropriate for this line, and it doesn't have the Houston Texans favorite. So I'm going with San Francisco plus 3.5, and I'm just going just go with that confident number. I mean, I say 3.5, but really 4.5 is just like the safe number. But 3.5, yeah, is a field goal game. So I think this game was within a field goal. There's not a scenario where I see the Houston Texans just running all over San Francisco. I mean, could it happen? Yeah, it could happen. I mean, does Vegas know something we don't know? Maybe could, or this is just a little bait line to get people like I don't know. Sometimes they put these things in and just have people bouncing back and forth like, oh, should we go? Should we go? Like, the same golf scenario. So I just not try to just I'm not it ain't $100,000 on the line. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna go with the team that I think is just better suited to win. And I think it's the 49ers. So I'm going with the 49ers plus 4.5. All right. Then they have New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are favorite minus 7.5. I think that's that's right there at the line or the number that I think it should be. And I would just say I probably would pass this game. Like I'm not going to put this game on a ticket or anything. I think divisional matchup, joint could go either way. I like Eagles to cover and I like Eagles to win, but I'm going to pass. I don't too many factors in there and I just don't have clarity on. So I'm just going to pass there. Cleveland at New England. New England's favorite minus 7. This is right at the cutoff for me. I think New England wins, but I think it's right there. The over and under is at 40, which is extremely low. And when I see a low over and under plus like a large spread, I just get a little leery because there's a lot of things that have to happen for the game to be like 20-7 or something like that. I mean, could it go that way? It could, but I just, me personally, I probably pass on this game too. So the last two games I'm passing on, the Giants and Philly, and then Cleveland and New England. Yeah, I just don't like those numbers, and some of it just doesn't make sense to me, but some of it does, and it's just like you're kind of caught in between the middle. It's like, yeah, I don't like it. Chicago at Baltimore. Baltimore is favorite minus 2.5. I know like Lamar Jackson is out again, and they're gonna be investigated for how they handling this practice regimen this week, and how he was a full participant on Friday, and how somehow he's limited, and they changed it, and now he's out the game, and blah blah blah. Like all of that, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I think Baltimore wins this game. I think they have a lot that they need to happen. They're coming off a bye, so this game means a lot for them. So they will come out and really give all of their effort. I think Chicago will keep it competitive, but I think when it's all said and done, Baltimore wins by a field goal. So I'll go with the Baltimore minus 2.5. Miami at Atlanta. Atlanta's favorite minus 7. This is a game that probably could go into blowout territory. I have Atlanta winning. If this was a hook, like if they wanted to put a game in and make it one game a hook, like where they just like do some funny, but like this would be the one because I think everybody's leaning on Atlanta. So like if you wanted to mess up a whole bunch of parlays, like this is the game. Personally, this is the game that I would do it to because this drink is going to get a lot of people. There's another game on the slate too that's going to get a lot of people, but I actually think that won't go up the same way as this one. So I got Atlanta minus. I mean, I have it. Me personally, I have Atlanta minus 4.5. That's just the number I get. Like that's my like blowout number minus 4.5. You could go a -7, which is a touchdown score. I think that's fine. Probably be more than that. They'll probably get washed. So, I mean, that's fine. But you potentially have Michael Penix Jr. out. They might say Kirk Cousins is going to play. It's just a lot of things. So swirling around with that. You do have Drake London out, so that impacts the offense. But I think they'll be fine still. They have the best running back in football, or the second best running back in football, or the tied best running back in football, and Bijan Robinson. So yeah, I got Atlanta winning that game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. Tampa Bay's favorite -3.5. This is a trap game. It's in New Orleans. It's a divisional matchup. I wouldn't have them more than a field goal favorite. Tampa Bay's down a bunch of injuries. It's just a bad spot for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I actually have New Orleans Saints, and I would go with the Saints +4.5. Just give yourself a field goal cushion. Yeah, I think the Saints win this drink. I think they win it outright, honestly. And I know Tampa Bay is good, but I just think with all the injuries that they're facing with, and the fact that they have to travel to New Orleans, the fact that it's a divisional matchup, like all these factors kind of chip away at their position, and to be a favorite minus field goal and a half away in somebody else's stadium with all these injuries, and you down. Mike Evans is out, like Godwin is out, like they literally have these young receivers and stuff. I mean, I know they can put up points, but Baker to me is good, but this team is not built to like overcome a lot of those deficits. So I'm going with New Orleans Saints. Dallas Cowboys at the Denver Broncos. Denver is favorite -3.5. Cowboys coming off a big win, smashing the Washington Commanders. Denver coming off a valiant comeback win. Yeah. So versus the Giants, I have Denver winning this game. No hate, no bias. Calm down, people. I'm just looking at the numbers and the matchups and all of the above. Yeah, I have the Broncos -2.5. I think it's field goal win. So they have 3.5. I wouldn't go as high as 3.5. I probably do 2.5, just so that if it comes down to a field goal, game, you can still you're still in there. So yeah, I like Denver to win and win it by a field goal. Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts. Now this joint is the one. Colts at home versus the Tennessee Titans. I think nobody's giving the Tennessee Titans a chance at even being competitive in this game. Like almost like they're not playing a football game. And when that's the case, that's just always problematic. So I think that the Tennessee Titans go into Indianapolis, and I think that they win. And this is a hook of all hooks. Like I know people will be like, "Dog, there's no way they're gonna win. The defense is track this and that," and like they're gonna give all these scenarios why this shouldn't be. And maybe I'll look like a complete idiot when it's all said and done. Y'all be like, "Dog, see, you don't know what you're talking about. Why would you pick the Tennessee Titans? They're getting smashed 30-14." No, I'm just telling you how variance in the NFL works and how like those numbers, like I just think that 14 points is a lot of number that they have to cover, 2 whole touchdowns that they have to beat a team that literally would just have to die on the football field in order for them to have a chance like that, to just be up like that. I know that they're at home. I know that the Colts are a really good team. I know they have one of arguably the best running back in football. I know Daniel Jones has been playing, excellent, out of his mind. I know all of these different things, but I just don't know that it's going to go that way, though. And I'm just saying, Tennessee Titans, they have fight in them, and I anticipate seeing them, you know, at least challenge this game. They may not win, but they're going to challenge this game, and they're I see them covering that 14-point spread. They put yeah. So I'm taking the Tennessee Titans plus the 14.5 points, and I feel pretty good about that. Green Bay Packers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Packers are favored away -3 at Pittsburgh. Um, I like Pittsburgh. I'm taking the Steelers plus 4.5 for it. And that's just I think that's a safe number, 4.5, to just stay out of trouble with the Green Bay Packers. I know that both teams are going to be motivated in this joint. Of course, Aaron Rodgers used to play for the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is going to be coming into Pittsburgh, and I think if this game was flip flop or switch, and Aaron Rodgers was going in the Lambeau, I think that the like they would be up for the game more. And I think that Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Tomlin always prepares his team to play football games. So I think this will be a competitive football game. And I have Pittsburgh covering, plus 4.5, potentially winning this game. As for the Monday night game, Washington and Kansas City Chiefs, it's 11.5 total. I think that's a little bit egregious. I think that the Chiefs do win, but I think they win it by like a touchdown or less. So, maybe they win, by 4 points or like 7, max 10, 11.5. I think that's a little bit much. So yeah, I'm taking Washington Commanders plus 11.5 if on a Monday night. Those are your games. They'll be in the comments. Uh, you know, Gamble responsibly, please. It's for entertainment purposes only. Uh, Again, if you want to break them up, I wouldn't put all these teams in a parlay and just like that's not smart. Wise counsel would be to break these games up, do single bets, maybe lump them in three together, ones that you like the best or you feel most confident with. Yeah, I mean, these are like some people are like, well, how do you come up with your models and stuff like that? So first of all, it's just gut. I watch football, so I'm like looking at the game. I'm kind of seeing thing. That's the first thing that like I kind of draw. Like I can basically watch the game and then understand it. Like I'm watched all the games, on the replay, and then I looked at the two different teams, and I'm like looking at the matchup, and I'm just doing a gut check. Like if I had to come up with the spread myself, what spread would I come up with? Boom, then I'll come up with that number. Then I'll look at I'll put it in, I'll put some AI models together and like go through it, look and be like, okay, do these AI models match up with my gut feeling? Is there a discrepancy there? If I feel like there's a discrepancy there, then I try to explore what that discrepancy is. If I don't feel like there's a discrepancy there, then I may like say, well, what are some alternative like things that can happen or some angles that I might be missing? I put that in AI, like there's missing angles. Then they'll be like, oh, you're missing this. Then I'm looking at the referees, who refereeing. Are they referee trends that may be going into like one team over another? Like, so it's compiling information along with like my gut check, along with my own football intellect. Now, like if I know like this team likes to run a lot of cover 3 versus a team that's, can exploit that by their weapons or stuff like that. Like that's a mismatch. So even though the AI model would be like, it'd be looking at it like more generically, I'm looking at it like from a strategic, how would you attack the defense standpoint, more like coaching emphasis and focus. Then I'm like comparing those two things. And if those things line up, then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we got a good model here. We got a good line. Then I take all of that, right? After I compile it independently, like going through those different data sets. Then I come back and then I'm like, all right, let's see if we can let's see what the lines are on the actual sports books. Then I go to the sports book, look at all the different sports book numbers. I'm seeing with the sports book because they're telling a story. It's more information by number that they're putting up. If their number doesn't align with my number, then I'm like, oh, well, why doesn't it align? Like, what's going on there? And I'm exploring that. So that's how I like basically go about looking at it. So does it take time? Yeah, it takes time. So people like, oh yeah, now you gave me the formula. I can just do it myself. Yeah, you can do it yourself. But what goes into it is that you need to be able to you need to know what to look for. You need to know what questions to ask. If you don't know those, then you're like, if I start like spewing out certain like EV and SP and like FPI, like these different like acronyms that how I'm like assessing it, or like looking at how the matchup is, and if you don't know that, then you're just gonna be just taking whatever it say. Then on top of that, I just for the people, because you just need to know. But like AI is not right all the time. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes they have like outdated players, outdated information. You looking at the number, I'm like, hold on, that's not where they're ranked. Like from a passing standpoint, like this is literal stuff like that. You'll see discrepancies, and if you don't know it's a discrepancy, you'll just take it, and then your model's messed up, or your number, your output is bad. So I'm trying to take that away from y'all so you don't have to do it because most people don't know. They don't even know that they're looking at a bad number, or they look at the expected value of the team versus their output. You like they don't even know that that's the wrong number, or like that the joint is fugazi, or that the AI just can jumble something, like took the Browns game and put that information. It's like if you don't know where they're ranked, or you don't know certain things, you just don't know what you're looking at, and you just accept anything, and then your model's bad, and then you're screwed. I mean, I, that's just the flat honest truth, people. So take what you want from it. I try at least like give you that tidbit so you can understand like there is some strategic aware. Like I know people will be like, dog, you just go to AI. Like, yeah, you can go to AI, but like AI is only as good as the questions you know to ask and the information you know to ascertain from it. So you could do that, but you probably gonna get wrong, like some wrong stuff jumbled in there. Like I say at least 50% of the time. Out of all the models I run, at least 50% of the time, I'm finding some discrepancy. Either with like, I mean, and it can be small because with the outputs that you'll get sometimes, and I know shout out my man Van because he'll send me like AI models and stuff. Sometimes with the outputs, they'll just give you the output. But like there's stuff that they're extracting from the output that's wrong. Like they may be looking an example. You could be like, I want like which team is better at rushing or something like that. Something generic. Like which team, these matchups, who has the better rushing attack. You look the joint up, you look at the rushing attack, boom, boom. They'll just spit out the numbers. They'll just spit out numbers and stuff. Numbers may or may not be right, right? You kind of gotta know if you're looking at right information or not, right? Then you be like, hold on, these numbers not right. Come to find out, they got Steven Davis. Like they pulled data from 2 years ago from a running back who's no longer on the team. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like that. Like if you don't know like the rationale behind some of the information output, you could just be thinking it's accurate, but then whole time they taking data from running backs on the team that don't even play on the team anymore. Like that's like little stuff like that. And you got to make sure that that's aligned or that's right before. So like being able to do that, it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of know. Like you need to know rosters very like in depth. You need to know numbers that you're looking at and be able to like spot inaccuracies or deficiencies in some of the output very quickly. Because otherwise, that joint will just, I mean, it'll spit out so much data. You be like, what the heck is this? Like it's too much information overload. So you got to be very precise. Information you ask and boom, boom. And I say all that to say, like, yeah, you could do this, but you can't do it like me. I mean, maybe you could. I'm sure there are people out there who do it at a very like a very good level or know how to do it. But like, sometimes the piece that I feel like a lot of models, because I mean, a lot of people do sports betting and they like coming over models and stuff like that. Like that's not nothing new. But I think where people do get it wrong or they lack is their ability to like take the eye test information and then compile it into information that you, because the eye test joint that's important too. Sometimes people just think like, oh, like this team's better than this team because they watch highlights of it or they watch like a part of the game. Like being able to watch an entire football game and break down like what the team is doing, their scheme, you know, the offensive line issues versus defensive line issues, how they go about like scheming up. Like to me, that's most valuable. Like being able to see that and be able to know like right away, like, oh, this team's gonna have a problem with this X player or whatever. It goes, I use it in fantasy a lot. Like I take players like production or players that are like less known or less, but I see scheme and I'm like, oh yeah, this Bama gonna get off this week. And that's how I end up being a guru for fantasy. But that's a whole nother conversation on the side. But yeah, that's essentially all that goes into it. So there you go, there you have it. I gave you all the tools you need to be great. Yeah. All right. Follow us at OSS 980. It's your boy Lawz signing out. Peace.